I am Bambi/Susan, and this is Bambi's Rambles. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking on the video. I wholeheartedly appreciate it, even if it's for a little old dislike. I appreciate. This video might be a little controversial. First of all, I will be vaping. Second of all, it is a raspberry lemonade flavor, and I love it. Third of all, I am still sick, but I honestly just think that this is just who I am as a person at this point, because I don't seem to be getting any different or any better or any worse. It's just how I am now. Anyway, gotta take the good with the bad. Anyway, now this video might be controversial, it might be offensive, it might be, I don't know, X, Y, and Z to X, Y, and Z. Quite frankly, you can't win on the internet, so this disclaimer is fucking redundant. Anyway, now it'll be a couple of different things. It'll be the psychology behind trolls. I am no psychologist. I read a very interesting article and I want to share it with you. Also, I have my own opinions on trolls, with my own experience with trolls. And the other point that I want to make in this video, which I will go into further towards the end of the video, is why controversial, don't yell at me, don't unsubscribe just yet, hear me out. Why I don't believe in echo chambers. Don't believe in them. Or if there is bits and pieces that we could take from it, take it with a grain of salt, my friends. Salt, sugar, spice, everything nice. Anyway, I have had a lot of experience with trolls in the past 3 weeks of being on my platform. 3 weeks of being in all these, would you say, beefs. Apparently they're beefs, and apparently I'm fixated on somebody. And you know what? I use that word because I know the troll's going to sit there and be like, oh, I got to her. Honey, you didn't get to me. You just gave me new fucking content from your channel. Thank you. You wanted some attention? Here's your attention. Take it in loaves. You know what I mean? And if we want to say don't feed the troll, bitch, I want to stop world hunger. So here we go. Anyway, trolls. My friends, those things that used to live under bridges and now they live under their phones, you know, those people. Where do I start? I kind of feel like I've been having fun with trolls lately. I'm trying different methods here and there, you know, to try and see what gets them to tick. Because having borderline personality disorder is something that I've struggled with for, you know, forever basically. And I won't go into it too much about it today. I will make another video, maybe not, who knows. But having borderline personality disorder is the way that I have kind of been able to have one of my coping mechanisms with that is that, you know, people with borderline personality disorder sometimes take a lot, not a lot, but certain bits and pieces. I'm not saying all of us, I'm not going to put us in a box, but, you know, we kind of take a lot of things personally. I'm a walking contradiction, my friends. So if my words don't add up, make a parody about me. I ain't bothered because I've already said I'm not perfect. So anyway, with borderline personality disorder, how I have dealt with it and how I have made myself better in the way of not taking everything so personally and so literal is by studying and not mimicking but learning normal people behavior. And I'm on my last legs of that by learning nasty behavior, you know, and I think that is partly why I decided to finally start my YouTube channel, was because you get your nasty ass fools on YouTube and Twitter, you know. Twitter stresses me out, so I don't like Twitter, but you know what I mean, YouTube. And you know, we can go a few different routes about it. You know, you can say that these are the type of people that are into you know, low self-esteem, projection, feel like they don't have a voice at work or in their relationship or their family or something, so they come and they ruffle feathers and they cause mayhem and they do all this crazy stuff, right? Then there's the other ones that genuinely get like a fucking kick of endorphins or whatever that fucking hormone is, or that whatever that is, to make themselves feel better. Like, they literally gain something from that by just being a jackass. And I don't understand that, because I've never got my jollies off being a dickhead and on the comment sections of a video. Like, I've never done that. I have in the past, I'll be honest, I have gone to people that are just having a go, like, oh my god, Karens of Facebook. I'll go in there and I'll poke a little fun at them. You know what I mean? I won't yell and scream. I won't attack. I won't necessarily troll. I'll just make a funny remark, and then I'm on my scooter. I'm out of there. But I read this really interesting article, and I will most likely link it below because I'm a YouTuber. Anyway, I read this really interesting article, and I wanted to share it with you. I'm not going to read it word for word. 1, because I don't have my glasses on. 2, I have a terrible stutter. And 3, the attention span is not there. But I will read bits and pieces, and you guys can go forth and read the whole article. You know what I mean? Anyway, research shows trolls don't just enjoy hurting others. They also feel good about themselves. So they love it. They enjoy it. They froth on it. And trolling is a problem. Like, backtrack a minute, Susan. Backtrack. I will never understand. Never understand why I can't call someone out in my video. If you want to put a comment somewhere, if everyone wants to say, okay, certain things are fair game on the internet, right? So if you do something on the internet, put it in a video, put your life on the internet, it's fair game. Is that right? So if you want to go into multiple different comment sections, which I've been told to stay out of, which quite frankly, 50-50 on that. If people want to go in all these different comment sections and cause a ruckus and carry on like pork chops, why can't I put them in a video and essentially, here's your food, I have fed you, but I have also fed the YouTube consumer, the audience, different ways of interacting with your dumbass. Do you know what I mean? And this leads back to why I don't believe in echo chambers, which I will get to, but there's a reason. There is a reason. Anyway, now it says here, now I'm not the most eloquent with my punctuation, my pronunciation of things. Like, I cannot necessarily say certain things properly. So if I do say something wrong, figure it out. Anyway, in my latest study, so this is an Australian, all right, the Australian Institute, right? In 2019, the Australian Institute estimated trolling and online abuse had cost the Australian economy up to $3.7 billion in health costs and lost income. Do you know why that is? Because trolling is actually causing a lot of people, not just people with borderline personality disorder that are labeled a certain way, a lot of people, whether you already have existing mental health issues or whether you don't have it, you know what I mean? And a lot of people might say, if you're not strong enough to handle it, get off the internet. I think that's a crock of shit. So don't be up in my comment sections telling people get off the internet if they can't handle it. I ain't giving these morons power, and you shouldn't be giving these morons power either. Do you know what I mean? We need to learn that it's never going to go away, so let's learn ways to combat it. Do you know what I mean? Apart from the initial don't feed the troll, block people, stay away from this, that, and everything else, you know, why can't we learn other ways where we get to enjoy what we want without dumbasses imposing on that and fucking it up for the rest of us? Do you know what I mean? Anyway. Alarmingly, it is extremely common to experience trolling. Combined with the psychological and economic cost of trolling, this demonstrates an urgency to understand why people troll. If we understand why people troll, we can inform management. Inform? Oh, this can inform. See, I ain't good at this reading shit. If we can understand why people troll, this can inform management and prevention. Okay, so this here is a study that was done that shows you the characteristics and things like that of people that troll. Okay, and after I read this article, I found that I was very wrong about what I thought and things that I did with trolls, okay, and what I thought of them. And I thought it was a lot of projection and their self-esteem, and as I said earlier in this video, that's what I feel like some of it is. But I'm also wrong in the same sense, because we've got a study here telling us why I'm fucking wrong. Anyway, okay, so in my latest study, I explored gender, psychopathy, sadism, and self-esteem as projectors of engaging in trolling. Psychopathy, fuck me dead, is characterized by a lack of personal responsibility, deceitfulness, callousness. Sadism is characterized by enjoyment of physically and or psychologically harming other people. The study recruited 400 participants via social media advertisements. Almost 68% of the participants were women, 43 were Australian, and were at the average age of 25. They completed an anonymous, confidential online questionnaire which assessed personality and self-esteem. What the study found, results have shown that gender, psychopathy. Watch everyone click out this video like, this bitch can't read. Did you go to school? Anyway, I didn't go to school, okay? I didn't. Left in year 8. Anyway. And sadism were all significant independent projectors of trolling. That is, if you are male and have high psychopathy. Why can't I say it? I think it's my lisp. Anyway, or high sadism, you are more likely to troll. The powerful projector of trolling was sadism. The more someone enjoys hurting others, the more likely they are to troll. Okay. Self-esteem was not an independent projector of trolling. However, we found that self-esteem interacts with sadism. So if a person had high levels of sadism and high self-esteem, they were more likely to troll. This result was unexpected because low self-esteem has predicted other antisocial behaviors such as cyberbullying. Okay, so what does this mean? These results have important implications for how we will manage and respond to trolling. First, based on the results of psychopathy and sadism, we understand that the internet troll is someone who is callous and has a lack of lacks a sense of personal responsibility and enjoys causing harm onto others. The significance of psychopathy in the results also indicate that trolls have an empathy defect. I have high levels of empathy, like high levels of that, and that comes back to me having borderline personality disorder, because not only do we feel all negative emotions times 1,000, we feel all positive emotions times 1,000. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel anger times 1,000,000, but I also feel empathy times 1,000,000. So, do you know what I mean? Anyway, particularly when it comes to their ability to experience and internalize others' emotions. On top of this, the interaction between high sadism and high self-esteem suggests trolls are not trolling because of low self-worth. Susan was wrong. In fact, it is quite the opposite. The more someone enjoys hurting others, the better they feel about themselves, the more likely they are to troll. So how can we use this information? Unfortunately, the psychological profile of internet trolls means you will not get far appealing to their sense of humanity. Now, that is something that I have done quite a few times, where I will call them out with, I understand that you're probably going through a lot right now, and you probably are projecting a lot of this onto X, Y, and Z because of X, Y, and Z. I am necessarily wrong in that moment, because that's not necessarily the truth. That's not based on this study, the research. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't coincide, and I'm wasting me goddamn time. Anyway. And don't just brush off the troll as someone who has low self-worth. Their character is far more complex, which makes managing their behavior all the more challenging. So the low self-worth angle that I thought, that might be, that could be 2 to 3% of trolls. It's never an exact science, is it? But with this information, I feel like you can learn a little bit and see other sides of it when there's been research done. Anyway, previous research has shown showing the troll they have upset you may reinforce their behavior. I am guilty of this, my friend. Hands up, hands down. When everyone wants to talk about the Radiant Brit situation that I gave into a troll and this, that, and the other, I don't believe that was the troll. She was a bully in that moment. I can't wait for the comments you can't stop talking about Radiant Brit, you're so fixated on her. But she was a bully and a hypocrite, and it pissed me the fuck off. That's what it was. So that's not trolling. What came with it was people in my comment sections trolling me, bringing my mental health into it, saying that I'm fixated on her, I'm unhinged, I need mental health help, just, things like that are trolls. Do you know what I mean? And I gave into some of those. Again, we'll come back to why I don't believe in echo chambers in regards to that. Anyway, it appears the popular saying is correct. Do not feed the trolls, and give them the hurt or angry response they are looking for. So they are looking for that. And I think we all know that across the board, right? But this is the bit that I found really interesting. And this, again, is not to talk about echo chambers or anything like that. But I just feel like it's kind of our responsibility as, again, consumers, users, lovers of this platform, to come together in a way that's more consistent together, and then we can flush them out. But not only flush them out, this might be some sort of intervention for them where they can look within themselves and understand, fuck, I need to find something else that's going to make me feel better about myself, because this is obviously doing fuck all for anybody, you know what I mean? Anyway, now, please listen. This does not mean that we should just ignore this behavior. People who commit this type of cyber abuse should be held accountable for their actions. I propose we change the narrative. Trolls are not to be feared. Their power lies in the reactions and mayhem they cause. Fair. One way we can start becoming active bystanders. Bystanders are those who witness the trolling. Active bystanders intervene and say, this is not okay. So purely making them feel 10 feet tall, that's just me throwing that in there. But by saying, this is not okay, are you okay? It's almost like saying, you can't sit with us, because we're not going to participate, and we're not going to attack you the way you're attacking us. We're not going to we're not going to put it out there towards you like, you're a jackass, you're this, you're that, what's wrong with you, why are you doing this? And we're not even going to go and have an intellectual conversation with them by telling them exactly why they're goddamn wrong and why they're idiots and why they're not making the points that they're making, and explain their own psychological issues that is kind of, you know, a little apparent in what they say to people. Like, we can't do that because it's not going to fucking do anything. And ignoring them is not going to do anything. Okay, so I just had to blow my nose quickly. I am so sorry about that. Anyway, don't fight fire with fire. Respond with outward indifference and strictly no tolerance. Let's work together to dismantle the power of the troll and take back the internet from their influence. It's not only up to the person experiencing the trolling to respond and manage the behavior. It is a responsibility to all of us to take responsibility for our online environment. Now, this is by Avita March, Senior Lecturer in Psychology, Federation University, Australia. Yeah, I will link this article below, and there are bits and pieces that I have not put in there because, again, I cannot read properly. Well, I can read to myself, but you guys get tongue-tied and get lost in me words, and it's just a whole situation. Do you know what I mean? Now, I'm not going to call out any names and do that sort of stuff because, again, I don't want to give them any reaction and make them feel like they've upset me, because they have not upset me. You have not upset me. You have just given me, because I could sit here and say, here's my fucking opinion, but I would rather give examples and tools and things that we can do together to make a difference within the internet in our own little areas. Do you know what I mean? Like, another way to flush out trolls, in my opinion, is by, if you feel as though you are going to get attacked by trolls or stands or anything like that, and that makes you feel as though you cannot make videos, you cannot be on the platform, take it from someone that it took them 7 fucking years to turn a camera on. 7 years it took me. And I feel like in saying this, and I've come to the other side and I've dove in the deep end and, you know what I mean, bit the bullet or whatever fucking, you know, word you want to use, sentence, fucking whatever. Don't fucking let them win. Do whatever you want. Post whatever you want. Like, what is going to happen, darling? Like, what is going to happen? These trolls, I've just given you a whole bunch of ways and a whole bunch of things about what we can do as a community to flush these idiots out. Now, let me get to why I don't believe in echo chambers. Now, there might be some channels that, there could be multiple channels, that delete negative opinions. They delete comments against them. They flush out any criticism or any negativity that's not, all those sorts of things, they flush it out, they get rid of it. That may very much be the case, and that's fine, and that can be your echo chamber and what you perceive as an echo chamber. But let's just take a step back for a minute, because I've experienced this myself. Now, I've experienced this myself a few different times, with Radiant Brit being one of them. Now, if you're going to come in my comment sections and say X, Y, and Z, say X, Y, and Z. But just know, if you're a dickhead in the way that this comment is, and you know what, I can't wait, because I know what's going to happen when I read this comment out. Everyone is going to be like, oh, we upset her, let's keep going. I just hope that people have learnt something in this video, that we have a strictly no tolerance for this. Zero, zilch, none, not gonna happen. And if that class me as someone that is having an echo chamber, maybe you can be more eloquent in how you put things towards me. Because you know, I have had in my comment sections where I have literally apologized for what I've said about, you know, Radiant Brit. I've literally apologized for certain things that I've said about Creepshow Art, what I have said about James Charles, you know, like everything that I've ever said. Again, not perfect, walking contradiction, change my opinions daily. And I will apologize if I have legitimately offended you. Do you know what I mean? Like, even if I don't agree with your opinion, but if you tell me that I have hurt you, I've emotionally done something to you in a negative way, I will apologize. Watch them come now, then I'm going to have to apologize to everybody today. Anyway, now, this is a comment I received. Now, if I was to put this person's name up and on my channel, there'd be a couple of different things that might happen. People might say, are you going to do this with every single person that attacks you? You know what I mean? I'm not. This is literally just an example, okay? If you want to put something on the internet, regardless of whether it's in a goddamn comment section or in a video or in a TikTok or, you know, whatever it is on MSN Friends, you know what I mean? Like, just whatever. MSN Messenger, Yahoo, or Yelp, or I don't know, something. Anyway, if you want to put something like this out there, and if I can use it in a positive way and use it as an example of why I don't believe in certain things and what it's like from the other side being a creator, small, big, whatever it is, I am a creator on YouTube. Do you know what I mean? I'm just going to use it as an example. And if that means I'm feeding her, honey, I hope you're hungry. Anyway, in my parody video yesterday, I had a lot of kickback of, you know, my video and people saying this is passive aggressive, you're seeking validation, you're passing this as a joke when you're still mad. And I respect those. They're completely fine. But I think there comes down to a point of, one, cultural differences, two, people might not necessarily understand me. And I make people uncomfortable, and I know I make people uncomfortable because I am so raw and I am so real and I say whatever the fuck I want, and every single human emotion possible, I put my camera on and share it. And some might perceive that completely different than what I'm trying to put it out there as. You know, sometimes I feel like it's not my fucking job to walk you through me as a person. Get to know me or don't get to know me, but don't tell me you've clocked me on shit when you ain't clocked me on nothing. Just because I have certain emotions and I'm very open about having borderline personality disorder does not mean that I ain't going to be honest with you. If I was still fucking mad at Brit for calling me an idiot and fucking all her hypocrisy, fucking holier than thou nonsense, my rambling rampage, Radiant Brit episode that was like my third video on her, I was mad in that fucking video. In that video where I said the finale, I was crying because I was sad, but I was also fuming. Now, when I made that video giggling about it, it's like the fucking last step of the whole thing. I thought it was funny in the end, and I had to poke fun at it so I can close the chapter on that. And I'm closing the chapter on myself being an absolute dickhead on the internet, crying and shit, like I'm Trisha Paytas out here. Do you know what I mean? Like, why can't people just have 75 different emotions and fucking share them? And I know why that bothers people. Because people want you to be relatable until a certain point. Be relatable until it makes them uncomfortable. Now, there's some people that go on the internet that just want the pure hard facts of situations and they want one stern emotion through a script. That's all gravy. Like, you're allowed to be like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's fine. There is a content creator for everybody. But I think sometimes I actually really like trigger people because I am that relatable and I am that open and vulnerable and bananas with my mental health that people can't hide how they actually feel about themselves in that moment because they're like, fuck, you know, I am feeling a certain way, but I can't hide behind this. I can't have a wall right now where I'm blocking all that out. because this girl is shoving it in my face. Do you know what I mean? And that's fine. And if I make you uncomfortable, I do not want to trigger anybody. I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable. Like, I don't want to do any of that. Like, I really, quite honestly, do not want to do that to anybody. But if I make you feel that way, don't come in me comment sections writing dumb shit, because you look stupid. Yes, I said stupid. Get mad about it. Get mad about it, my friends. Get mad. Any hoozle. Now, once my parody video came out, and I've just told you X, Y, and Z about what a lot of people have said, this goes back to why I don't believe in echo chambers, because this is the third time it's happened to me. So, I'm getting really worried about you. You say that you suffer from mental health issues, namely borderline personality disorder. Given that diagnosis, which is very serious, your obsession with this other creator is beginning to get to a level that is more than frightening. Maybe you should consider retiring from the platform and take care of your health. You seem unhinged in my opinion. Take care of your health. You seem unhinged in my opinion. It's like you're on the brink of a breakdown. I mean, you cry so easily and seem so touchy. Please get help for your issues, please. Now, I can go back and forth about, what I had expressed to them and things like that. I had a whole ass reply, and, I linked an article. I pinned their comment because I feel like if somebody else feels that sort of way, that was not a passive aggressive thing, but if someone else feels that sort of way about my mental health and, things like that, I put an article in there as like 7 misconceptions or 7 myths about borderline personality disorder, because it's a very, very interesting thing. I wanted to use that in a way that could kind of teach someone something. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, my husband did stand up for me in the comments and said to her, how dare you say that? My wife has shown every emotion under the sun, such as other people. Other creators have made, 10 plus videos on someone. Some people's channels are completely dedicated to one YouTuber. You know what I mean? Like the anti-Katie Joy movement. You know what I mean? And they're not being labeled sorts of things like that, but I am. Because BPD makes people uncomfortable. BPD gives people a chance to have stigmas and have things in place where they can use my mental health against me. And you know what? It's not the first time, and it's not going to be the last time that has happened to me. And I'm okay with that at this point, or else I wouldn't have fucking shared it on the internet. Because I've been dealing with this from friends, from family, from, medical professionals, for fuck's sake. Like, there have been so many different people that once you say I have BPD, they fucking freak out. Like, it's almost like I killed their cat or something, it's just outrageous. But as that went on, that person had no intelligent or eloquent thing to say to either my husband or myself. They said that, because my husband stood up for me, I'm weak. And my husband's comment to them was perceived as full of rage and that he needs mental health, And it all just went back and forth. And I think that once I started to have a really intelligent conversation and really sticking up for myself, because, I can back down when people want to say I play with my hair a lot, or I'm ugly, or me fucking eyeliner's wonky, or something like that. That is fucking fine. Say what you want about me, and I'll turn around and say, you're an idiot, get out of here. But you want to go after mental health, I will stand my ground. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm just giving all the trolls something to just do in my comment sections, but you know what? Watch to the end of the video and see what happens, so just watch. Anyway, now, with all of that being said, they actually got to a point where I had said to them that, I know what's coming next, my love. Like, I know what you're going to pick on me next about, whether it's my spelling, whether it's my this, my that. I know what's coming. And at the end of it, they literally said in a comment, I like razzing you up. I literally made them that uncomfortable back and forth, where they were just like, I just like pissing you off and I feel like I've won. Now, in that, I just all of my frustration that I had in regards to sticking up for a community that I am a part of, and I have been fucking labeled time and time again because of my mental illness, all the frustration that I felt that I wanted to fight this battle for my people or my community or what I've been through, you know, it went away because I was like, you are a dumbass. You just showed your ass. And as I went to go show my husband that little section, she had deleted that section. And I was like, you knew that you made yourself look like a dumbass just then. You had a lot of eloquent and intelligent, like you were legitimately debating back and forth, but you weren't. You're a dumbass trying to troll me. Anyway. Now, again, people might view this as me being passive aggressive or me that I am actually angry about it. No, I'm a very animated person. I am Italian and I'm very like whatever, you know what I mean? And I just like to talk things out, to be honest, but you know what I mean? So in that section, once the mask had fallen off, the facade had fallen off, and they had nothing to come back at me, and I realized it was a troll and I thought it was funny, they deleted their comments. And not only did they delete their comments, which is fine, delete away, my friend. You look like you showed your ass, you want to delete it. That's fair. They wrote another comment stating, you deleted my comments. You know, I called you out and you deleted my comments. And I was sitting there gobsmacked. I was like, what? I don't delete shit. And by the end of that whole thing, I was like, I don't believe in echo chambers. Because the first time I was like, second time I was like, ooh, this is getting fishy. Third time I'm like, hold the fucking phone. Hold the phone. Echo chambers do not exist in the same way that people think they do. And this is why we are giving people permission to create even more of an echo chamber. The narrative that people want to spin. I am not for that at all. I'm going to get a top that says echo chambers don't exist. I believe more in the tooth fairy at this point, you know, and I think that once they did that and they're like, I deleted my comments, they had a narrative there where that they wanted to spin that I was creating an echo chamber. Now, I ain't done shit. I pinned the goddamn comment. I wanted people to see that comment so they could see that the stigma against borderline and my response was a universal response to every Tom, Dick and Harry out there that wants to say X, Y, and Z about borderline. That was my whole thing there. So why would I delete that? It makes no sense. I seem very stuck on this sort of thing, but it's giving context to what I think is going on. People go to the creators that they don't like who have said beef, I use that word lightly, with another creator and say a whole bunch of nonsense. And you call them out or you interact or you whatever and voice yourself. They delete their own comment and then they cry that there's an echo chamber. Or that you're deleting comments, or you're deleting criticism, or you're this, or you're that. Do you know what I mean? Like, once you see that in full force, now, this is quite possible with other creators, where they are deleting negative comments. Now, there is a difference between deleting negative comments and deleting genuine questions and concerns. But we can't sit there and say that all of those are necessarily true or not true. We have no proof. We have no proof. If people have proof of, you know, I don't want to share certain people's stories, but I've had certain people share with me, you know, that certain creators have participated in bullying. That sort of stuff there, that's concrete, my friend. That's concrete. And you share that shit. Fucking wave it around. put a video up, say whatever you got to say about it, but you can't say they deleted my comment, because what these other people have done have made it hard to believe other people. It's like the boy who cried wolf. Do you get what I'm saying? And you know, I could ramble on about this for days, but it doesn't necessarily matter. You know, I just wanted to put all of these things in a video, and it might not make a lot of sense. It might make a lot of sense, whatever it might be, but I'm just going to put it out there. And I feel like at some point channels should be allowed to create whatever they want in their comment sections. Whereas, you know, if I'm doing a video where, you know, I show my five favorite eyeshadow palettes, why can't I delete negative comments in that? Not say I'm going to, but just someone explain to me why someone can't do that. Because if people want to say, oh, well, that eyeshadow is shit, and you don't know how to do you don't know that eyelashes. Did I say that? That eyeshadow palette's shit, and you don't know how to do blending. Why can't I delete that? Why can't anyone delete that? Because this isn't me giving opinions on another creator. This is not me sharing opinions on things where there's controversial or political or religious, you know, conversation going on. Because if that was the case, don't delete shit in those comments. Everyone's entitled to have a voice in those sorts of things. But I can't say about Echochambers in that, because the creator and the commenter both have the ability to delete it. And some people will go that far to create the message or the narrative that they want to create. Like, it's that simple. Do you know what I mean? Like, if anyone posts negative, like, not that anyone has, no one has, but if someone posted a negative comment on my Bambi Bunch videos about my children or about myself or about anything, I'ma delete that shit. If someone goes to Brit's, example, Radiant Brit, if someone goes to Radiant Brit's channel and says to her something about her skin texture or something about her hair or something about her dog or something about it, I don't freaking know. But if someone says something about her that is outright vile, that girl has every right to delete that. Every goddamn right. And she should delete that. You know, but when people have differing opinions, she should keep them up there. But we can't say necessarily whether she has or hasn't deleted it. You know, whether it's take it with a pinch of salt. And that is something that maybe people in the comment section can have a conversation about, how we can actually show who's deleting what. Whether it's refreshing your screen 50 times or what it may be. Now, again, if someone is vile and disgusting and just comes to my channel just to be a hater and just to whatever, or just, you know, is someone that I've talked, you know, Creepshow Art or Critical K or someone like that, where they just purely hate my ass because I said negative things about their favorite creator, sometimes I might not heart their shit. Sometimes I might have a debate back and forth. Sometimes, depending on the fucking day and what you say to me, I might block your ass. Like, my apologies for my cough, but why can't we? Like, I'm just so confused. And in some of this, I actually have to take back some certain things that, you know, I ain't gonna go do a whole fucking reboot of my fucking couple of videos on Radiant Brit. But at some point, I kind of have to take a step back and see, maybe she didn't delete certain things, or maybe she did delete certain things. And that might upset some of my subscribers. But as I've said, we have to keep the same energy. Now, I just feel like it's the most bonkers thing I've ever heard in my life. Now, this is my direct message to the trolls. If you have gone 44 minutes and are deciding to still be here, if you have something to say to me and you legitimately want any attention from me, or you want the same energy from me, or whatever it might be, show me that you've got the balls, the gonads, the anything, to jump on YouTube, without an avatar, without a voiceover, and without a fake name, and address me. And who knows? You might make me cry. You might make me smile. You might make me something. But it might actually make me take you seriously. Because quite frankly now, whether, as we've said, I don't believe in echo chambers, but if you think that I'm starting some sort of echo chamber over here, fucking so be it. I couldn't care less. But you want to be a troll, you want to be a dickhead, I've just told people how to handle yous, which is zero tolerance for your nonsense. But once you make a video and have your own comment section, and you want to have a real voice and a real fucking intelligent conversation about people, make a fucking channel. Make a channel. And my beautiful face will subscribe. I'm only playing. I'm just being a jackass. Like, don't worry about that. I'm just being an absolute jackass. Anyway, now, I've talked for 46 minutes now, and I've rambled on, and I've probably forgotten half of what I said, and I've probably contradicted myself, but I really feel like this was really an important video for me to make, and just kind of get it out there in the way that don't interact with trolls in the way where you think you're going to win, or you're going to fight back, or you're going to this, or you're going to that. Just say, we've got no tolerance for you. We have no tolerance for you. You know, we have no tolerance for the way that you behave or the way you conduct yourself. You know, we're not going to belittle them. We're not going to, fight fire with fire. We're not going to do any of that. What we're going to do is say, we have no interest in anything that you have to say. Like, this is not okay. This is not okay. This is zero tolerance. This isn't going to happen. And for everyone that wants to make a channel and be on the internet and do all these sorts of things but are scared due to trolls, remember this video. And remember that you're not fucking perfect. And remember that little old Susan in Australia is fucking making every mistake under the sun, but is owning it and saying, I'm not fucking perfect. And if you can learn something from me, even if it's from my dumb comments or the dumb shit I say or the fucking whatever that I do is that's wrong, then learn from it. Then it's not for nothing. Now, anyway, I'm going to go into another room in my house because I don't leave the house. But yeah, I just want people to know that I understand that me being vulnerable on the internet, or me being just fucking Susan, causes a lot of different reactions from different people. And I just want you to know that I'm okay. Like, even when I cry, even when I'm yelling, even when I'm loud or seem overly happy or overly sad or things like that, I'm okay. I will always tell you the truth about how I'm feeling, and I'm never able to hide how I'm feeling. I have never been able to be passive aggressive. If something I say that's overly kind comes across as overly passive aggressive, let me tell you something. I can barely hold my anger, let alone be passive aggressive. I don't know how to do it. And I don't know how to be fake. I don't know how to lie. I don't know how to anything. Like, I don't know how to do those things. I am 110% organic in the way that I'm just my fucking self. There have been parts in my videos, like in this video here, where I'm like, I should edit that out, but I fucking won't. I don't know how to be any other way, my friends. And I really hope you enjoy this video, and I really hope you subscribe, and I really hope you like and comment, get my dumb ass in the algorithm, you know what I mean? If you enjoy me, let me know. If I make you upset, fucking let me know. Whatever you want. It's all gravy with me. And I think, just so people know, my number one thing that I came on the internet to do was to learn more about people and to not be so sensitive and to not be so, personal attacks at me. Because that's partly why I've closed myself within my house, is because of my mental health issues and how literal and to heart I take things. Do you know what I mean? And it's partly my mental health, and it's partly Susan as a person. And I need to learn that. And I'm fucking it up along the way, but I'm still fucking learning. And I have a therapist, and I have a husband, and I have kids, and if my husband thought that YouTube was a negative platform for me, or if my therapist thought it was an unsafe negative platform for me, they would be the first to remove me from the platform. Um, but both have said, especially my husband, but both have said that this is actually really benefiting me as a person. And, you know, it's giving me a creative outlet that takes me away from the mundane, um, you know, the mundane everyday and the pure struggle that I do go through time and time again in my mind. And this is not to seek validation, but this is just to show people that fuck me dead, you're not alone in how you feel. And I'm not alone in how I feel. And yeah, if that makes you uncomfortable, I apologize. But if that makes you feel like you have someone with you, then that makes me incredibly grateful. And I appreciate that wholeheartedly. So I'm going to stop rambling and I'm going to go. And huge fucking shout out, and you should subscribe to Ashley's Space. I will link her down below. She has beautiful hair. She does unboxing. She does opinions. You know, she chit chats with Yash from Chicago, and she just seems like the most incredible girl. And I think that she's gonna blow up, all up over the internet, and I can't wait for it. So, yeah, check her out, and I'll see you guys later. Mwah, bye.